This is the new United States Space Force logo. When I saw Trump tweet this image, I immediately knew the logo design was a Fnord. The elliptical orbit is the oval eye, and the sharp wedge-shaped chevron inside the oval is forming the serpent-slit pupil. The Roman numerals below the chevron reminded me of the Roman numerals at the base of the Pyramid of the Great Seal. This similarity appears to suggest that the eye of the Great Seal is the same eye as the Fnord, which is the eye of Satan, the red dragon. Without the Roman numerals, I think the conventional numerals for the year 2019 as 2019 would not help evoke the imagery of the Great Seal. When Trump introduced the logo, there was instantly a legion of articles bemoaning about the Space Force logo looking like a Star Trek ripoff. George Takei, the actor in Star Trek that played Sulu, quipped that royalties were expected for how similar it is to the Star Trek logo. This is something I noticed about Fnords long ago, that companies would surely be suing each other for using the same logo design, but they don't, because they're telling each other that they're in the Secret Circle network. So while the legion of articles joke about the Space Force logo ripping off the Starfleet Command logo from Star Trek, they're not acknowledging the obvious, that many other space agencies internationally have nearly identical designs for their space program logos, which is basically a rinse and repeat of an oval and a chevron forming a serpent-slit pupil eye of Satan. For example, the Russian Federal Space Agency, the great emblem of the Russian Space Forces. There's the China National Space Administration logo, and of course the NASA logo. You might be thinking that this couldn't really be the eye of Satan, though. Take a look at the NASA television logo. See how it's an oval comprised of the two crescent moons from the Baphomet? They added an intersecting white line through it also to form the serpent-slit pupil. Consider the initials of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration plus the word television. It's NASAT, which is an anagram for Satan. When you understand why they're using the two crescent moons and the serpent-slit pupil, you can be certain the anagram was deliberate. Notice how the chevron is split into two. Again, the chevron is split into two pieces. And here, yet again, the Star Trek chevron is split in half also. This is because the chevron is being used to form the serpent-slit pupil inside the oval as the eye of Satan, and having it split in half reinforces the idea of a serpent-slit pupil. When looking at various instances of Star Trek imagery, I ran across a lot of notable things. One example from the Star Trek universe is the Borg collective symbol. It features a red hand with a Fnord in it, and a hint of the / beast mark as the three fingers. Check out my video called Beast Marks 666 and Fnords for more information about this. There's a multitude of space-related Fnord logos, so let's take a look at a few of them. DynCorp. The partial oval intersects the company name, and the oval is reiterated around the third letter C. This is because the Eye of Satan mark is a right hand and forehead mark. The signature of Satan's eye mark is that it's associated with opening the eyes of Adam and Eve. That event is replayed today as they open third eye, which is related to the forehead. This Russian company logo features the oval comprised of the two crescent moons of the Baphomet and the slit pupil. Arabsat. This logo is the / beast mark forming a ring. If you've seen my videos called Beast Marks 666 and Fnords, then you should understand the pattern of the beast mark in the ring. In this example, the oval eye points to the letter I, meaning the oval is the eye. The initial letter A should be viewed as the pupil of the red dragon. The group of three letters implies the open third eye. The addition of the crescent is not just about outer space stuffs, but it's an eclipse, which is called an occultation. Occult means hidden or concealed. The oval ring as the eye of the red dragon is the secret mark of Satan. China National Space Administration. Take another look at the oval. It's not just an oval, but it also has the thick and thin aspect, which means to be loyal to the family circle through thick and thin. I hate to mention that in every video, but for the sake of people that haven't seen any of my videos, I want them to be up to speed. Also, the thick portion is the / beast mark. Eutelstat. Notice the oval is thick and thin. Satellite technologies. Again, the oval is thick and thin. The 3 dots, meaning the third eye, is also forming the serpent slit pupil. This is the logo from a show called NASA X. Because the partial oval crosses through the last letter A, forming an X, I suspect it's an attempt to subliminally suggest that the X is a tilted cross, and a cross is shaped like a letter T. When you consider the anagram of NASA television spelling Satan, I imagine they're probably trying to be sneaky about recreating that again with NASA X. And regarding the oval eye, which is used as a beast mark, the phrase X marks the spot is likely relevant here. But then again, that might sound too much like a conspiracy theory. And here's the SpaceX logo. Note that the detail of the X contains a partial thick and thin oval. Again, the partial thick and thin oval. Once again, the partial oval. It also intersects the letter I, alluding to the notion that the oval is the eye beast mark, and the arrow is used as a depiction of the slit pupil of the red dragon. Boeing is yet another example of a partial oval forming the eye of Satan with the chevron used as a serpent slit pupil. This logo of sling launch doesn't just contain an oval, but the oval is comprised of the 2 crescent moons from the Baphomet. Notice the moons are differentiated with separate colors, because the moons from the Baphomet are black and white, with one above and the other below. I thought it's interesting that the Pentagon posted this image of a dragon holding the chevron, which is so often used to depict the serpent slit pupil of the red dragon. When you realize how much effort the Pentagon puts into symbolism, like having a CNN correspondent named Barbara Starr, whose birthday just happens to be on September 11th, you really start to look close at what they're doing. Take a look at the use of the oval Pentagon logo behind Barbara Starr. See how a beam of light connects the Pentagon logo with the American flag. This was set up to make it look like the oval eye of Satan is emitting light and looking down at the American flag from above. Not true? Well, it's not like we haven't seen this before. So what do? Are you going to call and file a report with the Fnord Bureau of Invasion? I'm personally sick of seeing the symbolism being placed everywhere without anyone understanding what it is. You can pray about it. If you got any questions or suggestions for a video, leave a comment. If you like the video, click like, click the bell for notifications, and subscribe. If you're sick of seeing the symbolism being placed everywhere like I am, then you can help bring awareness to this information by sharing the videos. Thanks for taking time to watch this video.